Good morning. Welcome to Money and Mindset with Dr. Stephanie Ardrey, known as Dr. Money, and Dr. Thyonne Gordon, known as Story Genius. Good morning, PG. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good. How's your back? Are you taking your supplements?
I am taking my supplements and I feel like I am making good progress now. I'm starting to really feel like, okay, I could almost bend here. I can
Oh,
almost stand longer. So, yes,
that's
I'm
great.
not
That's great.
this long,
Okay.
you
Well,
know.
it's working then. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. You got it. Well, we had a great day with AJ yesterday. Thank you for inviting her. Just absolutely lovely, amazing stories, and she's just great.
Yeah, a lot of good energy and just the treat that I had by sharing time with AJ was seeing her out of work and just, how she transitions to having a good time. And she's just really a beautiful person. So I enjoyed spending time with her.
Yeah, she's really, really good. And I really want to learn more about the roaster, the coffee roasting. So she doesn't know I'm gonna be her new stalker follower, where I'm gonna be hearing everything from her on that. And it brings me to our topic that we had kind of started yesterday, because she came on a little later, in terms of visioning and thinking outside of the box, thinking outside of the traditional way of what you normally do. And we've had a couple of people come on the show talk about, I went the traditional path. I was going to become a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or whatever, so that I could go through and get my career and get my gold watch and retire and then do this. But thinking outside of those traditional paths allows you to vision into something that you may have never even thought about. As she talked about, she was an attorney, and then she and her friend end up with a Sip and Sonder, a coffee shop. So who would have ever thought these two attorneys end up having this coffee shop? And that's not something that was like, oh, one day I'm going to grow up and be a coffee roaster. You just don't think about those type of things, these non-traditional careers, these non-traditional things, except when you take some time, clear your clutter out, plan, and start dreaming into your future. And yesterday, you showed us some of your vision boards about how you had dreamed into or dreamt into somewhat the future that you saw for yourself. And it was funny because when I went to pull out some of my boards, I was like, oh my gosh, some of these boards I haven't looked at in quite a while. But it's amazing how visioning can bring these things to life. And I think we were looking at your board yesterday when we stopped. I'd love to go back to it so we can talk a little bit more about what it means to vision board into the future and into this next year that we want to go into.
Well, I think the biggest surprise that I got about yesterday's board was that the board that I shared is the board in my office. Now I have basically 5 boards that are still up. I had the wall space, so I decided to put them all up. And so I have a board that is pieces of an original board that I cut out that I wanted to continue to move forward. And so usually that's what I'll do is I'll look at the boards that I have and what's on the board and what do I believe is still missing or what requires a little more focus and attention. So yesterday's board was literally this year. And the reason that it surprised me was because it has the desire to accept and look at the cannabis industry, which last year was new to me. And so when I started the board and I added this emphasis about the opportunity in the cannabis space, let me see if I can get a better view of the board without me. Okay. There we go. Can you see that? Okay. There we go. So it had card. It had some pictures of me traveling to Saudi and Dubai. And then it had this big statement about the cannabis industry. And at that time, I was just being introduced to the space, which in the same year of that introduction, I'm now actively in that space, in that business. So that was a shocker for me yesterday to realize, um, oh my goodness, how quickly that reality manifested, and then the commonality of how that board correlated to some other business objectives that I had set. And then you notice up in the corner, there's a picture of relationship, because I really wanted to have a business and be able to share in a partnership, in a personal relationship. And the fact that that also manifested as well as part of this process is really a thrill.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, you really were able to make your board come to life with you. And I think that that's what's important, is being able to do that, to make the board actually come to life and feel good about it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I'll be thinking now, as I look at this board, well, what are we calling forward into the next year? And if there are any illustrations that support those visions. So it's great because, we're not only dealing with, the space, but the application of the wellness spas. And I have some great visions around what some of these spas will look like. So I think that that's part of what's going to be on the next board, the evolution of this year's board.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure, because you have been talking about those for a lot. You've been talking about the wellness spas a lot. But I love that that there was clarity on your board in what you wanted.
Yeah.
And because of that clarity, I think that's where the things start to happen for you. And that's how things manifest in one's life. Um, you wanted to enter into a different stream of business. You had up there entrepreneur and things like that, but you also put up there, I want to play around with this whole industry of cannabis and see how that might play with, how does that play in my life and things like that. So I think that was an interesting insight for me, that you're able to manifest it in that way. Now, I looked at a board of mine from a couple of years ago, and it's when I started really trying to go into my journey of health and taking care of myself better. And I'm going to show you this board because I just wanted to be healthy. I didn't want anything else. I wanted to be happy and I wanted to be healthy. And this board is all wrinkled up and everything, but I'm going to try and share it if I can. Let's see. Share screen. Do I see it? I don't see it here. Let's see. How does this work? I did it before when I did the books. I know how to do this. But it was interesting to me that my board was I would say my board was pretty empty, except for I wanted to be healthy. That was it. That's all I wanted. I was just like, I want to be healthy. I don't want anything else, just the healthy thing. So let's see. What do I have here? It's sharing my StreamYard.
Oh,
So that's the thing. I can't make it only share the one thing. I have to get better at these things. But let's see, if I move my StreamYard over out of the way, maybe that'll help. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try it one more time. Then if it doesn't work, I'll just stand up and pull it over the way you did. But it's really important to be clear in what it is you want in these different processes, because the clearer you are.
uh-oh. All right. It looks like we lost Dr. TG for a second. I am sure she will reconnect and we will reconnect her. We've been spending a lot of time talking about visioning as well as the steps to prepare yourself to realize your dreams and goals of manifestation. And over the course of the initial start of Money and Mindset, the objective was really, the show really evolved out of the 2-month trek that Dr. Thyonne and I took to Jamaica. All in all, I ended up staying another 3 weeks past our original time, and she returned home. So we launched the Money and Mindset segment, one as a way to stay connected. You don't typically travel someplace together and then leave one of your friends behind, but also to bring nuggets together. And here she is. All right, there you go.
Trying to figure this thing out, and I just cut myself right on off, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Explaining to any new listeners how we got to this point of visioning after manifesting a fabulous trip to the islands and back.
Exactly. Well, here is the share, and hopefully you can see it. I figured out how to do it. You have to hit application. Are you able to see it?
I do. I see it. It's in the stream now.
It was very interesting. This was about, I think this was my vision board about 2 years ago when I began my journey of being healthy. And you can see there's really not much on this board. I wish I could blow it up so you could see it bigger. But the key on this board is, what I noticed on it is right at the top, I have this, on the thing that looks gray up there, it says, make your story legendary. And the sheet that just has the blue on the left-hand side, it basically just says, sitting on the dock at the lake, water whirling, twirling around my feet, gazing into the great blue depths. That's what I wanted my life to be. I just wanted my life to be that. I didn't want to have anything more. I didn't want hard year to push things. And I saw success differently. And that's why I had those masks down there, the mini mask of success, because success isn't always in the grind. Success can be having this peaceful, healthy life. And that's all I put on here. And then you'll see on the burgundy one, it was just all about being healthy and happy, natural therapy. I'm a supernatural, body wise, fuel your body on the go with these healthy, flavorful options. You can see the burgundy has the bicycle, sunny days, cool, breezy nights, got me running, got me doing all of this, rise and energize. It was all about that. And at the very bottom was some nuts and things like that, snacks and eating healthier. And this board became my life. This is my life now. This is what I do. Stephanie, you know, I get up in the morning.
Exactly. That's what I'm noticing when I look at this board. And even when you say that the board did not have a lot of clutter or information and that you're not doing a lot, it's so funny because when we were in Jamaica, there was one of those days where you had a conversation about, well, I really don't want to do a lot. I really don't want to push or work really hard. I'm really trying to decide how much work I really want to do. And I think that, you know, as you were stating and struggling with that statement, you'd already claimed it.
And I already claimed it.
Yeah, I didn't already claimed it, but you didn't realize that that state was the state that you claimed. So you were right where you were supposed to be. You're not supposed to be taking on another project that makes your life feel cluttered. It was supposed to be releasing projects and only select the ones that make you feel able to live your best life. And I would say, well, dang, this board totally, when I looked at this board, I said, oh, this is totally what we were talking about and what you were experiencing.
This is exactly, yes. Because so Dr. Money and I were having this conversation. I was like, I really got to get back into, I just don't feel this. I just feel like I don't want to really do anything. And I have kept this board up in my room. This was an older board, and I've done other boards that I haven't really paid that much attention to. But this one I've kept up. And this is, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my life. And I got into a relationship in that year as well. I'm not in the relationship now, but went back into being in a relationship and things like that. So your boards are so, so powerful. And it's so important to claim that thing that you want. And you got to take time to figure out what that thing is too. Because for me, even when we were in Jamaica, I couldn't figure it out. I'm kind of figuring it out better now. But I was going, why don't I have this desire to just jump up and do a whole lot of stuff and be moving all the time and do this and do that and do. So there have been times when I have had that. And I had another board that I pulled out where I had one of those, okay, I'm going to be doing everything. So I'm going to show that one, and you'll see the difference in the boards, because that one, and it wasn't that I wanted to do everything, but I wanted to travel. My biggest thing for that one was to travel. And so hopefully that one showing now?
I don't see it yet.
Okay, here we go. Share.
Okay.
So this particular board, the interesting thing on this one was it was it was all about me going places and seeing things and writing. And that was it. I just wanted to go places. I wanted to write. I wanted to do good. And that's what I did. So I'm pulling this one so I can see it. I had my my mystery man there, and I put who he was. You'll see my mystery man in the corner. And I put words to describe who my man was. So
Wow.
I just put all the words on that person, because I learned that you have to be specific in what you want, or you might get a nut.
Yeah.
So I put this one out there, and this one is probably closer to where I'm headed this year as well. So this is one of the newer boards, and I wanted to travel. I wanted to mind my business more, wanted to live life on purpose. There's a picture of me speaking. I said I would do more speaking and more teaching. So this is the one that I started with. I think this is the more recent one. Again, up in the right-hand corner, you've got all my workout, dance, love my body, take care of my body. Down in the right-hand corner, you've got my money, make sure that it's growing. You see a money tree down there. My finances are good. Keep those in order. And down in the lower left-hand corner is all of my writing. You'll see all the writing and who I am, publishing, letting myself go further, imagining different things. So I think this is the board I'll probably start with this year to get myself back on track.
Yeah, I love it. I could definitely see, the transition and all of the interesting things. And when I think about what we experienced and even some of the conversations that we had, because you were also talking about your writer's retreat and really wanting to create pathways for other folks to explore their written and creative projects, those who wanted to develop their craft further, and then those that have stories that want to work with you to help to bring those stories to life, either in book or other forms. So I could see all of these things from our conversations as well.
Yeah. And dead center is still, how good can you feel? So yeah. I realized the health is really, really a big component in terms of my life journey and where I want to go. So I'm even thinking I may be getting into something that's, like coffee roasting and health. I don't know. We'll see. But vision boarding, very important to do. I have another vision board in the garage, which I just couldn't find to pull out, but it was an old one. And I remember that vision board because it was one from when I first moved to California, which was so long ago. And I had stumbled across it when I was cleaning out the garage. And what was interesting to me on that board, when I looked at it, it was a board that just had me speaking in front of people. I'm speaking in front of people. I'm speaking. I guess I was really into speaking at that particular time. And when I think about the number of people that I've spoken in front of now and the audiences that I've been able to impact, and the people that I teach and train on a regular basis, when I looked at that board, I just kind of laughed and thought, wow, I mean, I actually made that board come true. I don't know when I did that board, but it was something to see on that particular one. And another board that was particularly interesting was when Mathia was younger and we were doing vision boarding, and she never really likes it. My daughter Mathia doesn't really like to do all the kind of stuff like that. She's more mellow, like, yeah, whatever, you do your thing, I do my thing. But it was a board that she looked at and she was like, oh, Mom, "You're bored." And I was like, what happened to it? I thought, oh, somebody burned my board. Did they tear it or whatever? And she was like, it happened. That board this one was the most uncanny board. There weren't a lot of things on there. I wanted a new car. I had things on there. I wanted things. And so I had a lot of things on there because we have our be, do, have. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? And have doesn't have to be things. It can be health. It can be all those type of things.
Sure.
But on this one, I had some things. And she particularly noticed them because she decided she was going to start vision boarding to put her things that she wanted on there, like a Christmas wish list. And the car was literally the exact car, the same color, the interior, the exterior, the convertible. It was everything. I just threw a car on there. I was just like, I want to get a new car. I wasn't thinking I want to get this new car, but literally the car was the car. I think I had some shoes on there. The shoes were the shoes. The board like came to life in real life. And so that got her to thinking vision boarding is probably a good idea as well.
It's so interesting, those things when you look back. And I remember that happened to me about a car in particular. There was a car that I was in love with when it was, the model was newly introduced. And I thought, oh, that I really love this vehicle. And, I think I put it on the board or wrote it in my journal or something. And then 4 months later, I've had some inclination to go to a dealership. And I didn't even realize that the car that I ended up getting was the same car that I had talked about until later. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, the power of that being something in a journal that then made it to a vision board that then made it to my garage. Like, amazing. And yes,
it's amazing. So people, get out your vision boards, get out your boards, get out some magazines. There's so many ways to vision board these days. It's easy to do. You can do it. I'm actually going to have a vision board party. That's what I forgot to tell you.
Oh my goodness, you planned a date?
I have a date. And so I'll invite people. I'll put it up on both our sites, but let me give you the date and the time. We are having a virtual vision board party, and it is going to be on, I know it's on a Sunday, I think. Oh, there we go. It's Thyonne Gordon's Movement with Vision Boarding, because we're going to move into our new year with some vision boarding. And it's going to be on Sunday, the 27th, right after the holidays. Everybody would have done whatever you're going to do, and it'll be at 3 p.m.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah.
It's on Zoom. So I'll put the link up and you'll be able to register for the vision board party. Once you register, I'll actually send you the link. And what I'm doing is raising money for Delta Sigma Theta Inglewood chapter is raising money for youth in Inglewood to go to college. And so if you can, if we will, I'm sorry, I'm getting interrupted by some people talking. So sorry about that. I heard it in the background. But so it'll be a vision board party on Sunday, the 27th. And we will, I'm all off track now. It's going to be, on Sunday, the 27th. And Inglewood chapter Delta Sigma Theta sorority is doing a movement challenge. And I'm hosting this as a mind movement challenge because we're going to shift our minds. We're going to move our minds into the future so that we can move forward into 2021 with a big bang.
Oh, that's excellent.
The monies will go to students going to college, and our college fund is just growing. We have something called the Oh Give Thanks Movement Challenge. I'll put that link in as well because you can register and be on my team. My team is the Story Warriors, and we are creating our warrioring stories into the future. Again, any donation, if you don't have anything to donate, just register for the team anyway. So I'll have enough people on the team because actually people are donating on behalf of people who join the team. So register for the team. We are raising funds. We hope to raise at least $12,000 for scholarships for kids, at least in this particular movement. So far, we're up to 9,000, so we're not too far away.
No, you guys are doing good.
Yeah, everybody's just been moving. They've just been jogging, they've been walking, and every day you move is a day to be thankful. And that's why it's called the Oh Give Thanks Challenge. So look forward to seeing you guys. Check out the link on the Beyond Story page, and I will have all of the information for you to sign up for the vision board party. And
outstanding.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll join me. And it's really visioning through the mind. So you don't have to have a whole lot. We'll put what needs to be there, because you don't have to have a whole lot of magazines or anything like that. I really want you to start visioning mentally, the mindset, getting the mindset ready to do it. And then you'll be able to get everything else together so that you can do your vision boarding.
Well, that sounds exciting. I love the idea of having a guided party where everyone's doing it at the same time. And so I've been collecting my materials, grabbed a few magazines with images, and I have some specific images that I'm looking for. So I'm going to look for some. I realize that there's some things that I definitely want to add beyond just the looks of the wellness spas, but definitely some of the speaking and just some of the, other things, other elements, because I know for me, the big thing is to not only establish, but to find a path to some balance.
Yes.
And while still, maintaining school and everything else that I've got commitments to. Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be on the 27th. And it's not going to be the only one, because I'm going to do one on the 27th, and I'm going to do one at the start of the year too, because some people like to wait till the new year comes in. So we'll be doing a couple of them to get people on track. What's up on deck for tomorrow?
So tomorrow you are going to see if you could find a interesting surprise conversation that we wanted to have, because our goal tomorrow is to close out this segment, this series of Money and Mindset for 2020, and then come back in the new year. And I believe that our new year date would be January 4th. So we'll have a chance to some downtime, regroup, and prepare and come into the new year with the bang. So I think it would be exciting both, to do your visioning party, but also to reflect on what we've covered over this.
Absolutely.
It's been a month or so, 2 months. I mean, wow.
Yeah. You got back the end of October or November?
November. Yeah.
So, in November. So it's been November till now. And I have my surprise guest. I just have to ask her today. I'm going to ask her in person. And it'll be a fun surprise guest, because she has a show that that talks about money and mindset as well as health. So it'll be a great surprise, and it'll take us back down memory lane.
Oh, we love going back down memory lane. I can tell you, it's like a friend of mine who works for one of the airlines sends me a random text. Oh, you want to go to Jamaica? And I'm like, always. And so he says, send me your dates. And I'm like, what part of, can I just go back now?
Exactly.
Why do I have to wait? But then I realized that he says, oh, well, we're not going to start back flying until after the first of the year. So it's like, dang it, I guess I have to wait.
And as soon as you thought.
Yeah, but sooner. So, It's like, that's cool when the universe starts saying, okay, well, let's send her a flight because she wants to go back to her happy place.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, happy holidays, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow with our special guest.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get her. I'm sure I'm going to get her.
Yes. Okay. That sounds fantastic. Well, don't forget, guys, this is Dr. Money and Story Genius. We're coming to you 8 a.m. Monday through Thursday with Money and Mindset. And so we'll be back same time tomorrow with a special surprise guest. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have an awesome day. And we'll see you back tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.